Imagine being the strongest god in the entire cosmos, a being feared by countless worlds. But one day, the person he trusted most betrayed him, his own wife. For the sake of power, she joined hands with his enemies, and together they sealed him away for 80,000 years, alone, forgotten, unable to escape. In the depths of a dark cosmic void, a faint light suddenly flickers. Inside that light is a man, a being who once ruled over the cosmos itself. Slowly, he opens his eyes. His voice echoes through the darkness. Has it really been 80,000 years? The moment he awakens, painful memories rush back. The betrayal, the throne, the people who turned against him, everything. But none of that matters now, because after 80,000 years, he is finally free. His soul transforms into a stream of energy and shoots toward Earth like a falling star. As he looks down at the world below, he notices a massive city. A faint smile appears on his face. A place this large. Finding a suitable vessel shouldn't be difficult. Unfortunately, fate has other plans. At that very moment, a young man named Yang Chen lies motionless in the rain, broken, bleeding, and barely alive. Moments earlier, he had been beaten nearly to death. The one responsible was Li Ling, the arrogant young master of the powerful Li family. Standing beside him was Yao Zhu, a woman Yang Chen once cared about. But instead of helping him, she looked down on him with disgust. To her, he was nothing more than trash. The crowd watched from a distance. Some mocked him, some pitied him, but not a single person stepped forward to help. As far as they were concerned, Yang Chen was already dead. Satisfied with what they had done, Li Ling and Yao Zhu turned around and walked away, without even looking back. High above the city, the fallen god noticed something. A dying body, the perfect vessel. Then suddenly his soul locked onto Yang Chen. The god immediately panicked. No, not him. Anyone but him. He tried to resist, but the force pulling him downward was too strong. Before he could stop it, his soul shot toward the ground and crashed directly into Yang Chen's body. The fusion began. For a moment, everything became silent. Then, a finger moved. The crowd froze. Another movement. Then slowly, the boy who was supposed to be dead opened his eyes. Li Ling and Yao Zhu heard footsteps behind them. Confused, they turned around. The moment they saw Yang Chen standing, the color drained from their faces. Their eyes widened in disbelief. This should have been impossible. Moments ago, he was on the verge of death. Yet now, he was standing, calm, unshaken, and looking directly at them. Fear spread through the crowd. One bystander couldn't take it anymore. He turned and ran, convinced he had just witnessed a ghost. Inside Yang Chen's body, the fallen god quickly understood his situation. His original plan had been simple. Find a talented genius, use that body to rebuild his strength, and one day, take revenge on everyone who betrayed him. Instead, he had awakened inside the body of a servant everyone looked down upon. For a moment, even he was speechless. Then his eyes landed on Li Ling, a wealthy young master, a powerful family, and an attitude that made him impossible to like. The god smiled. Fine. If my revenge must begin somewhere. I'll start with him. And just like that, the return of the fallen god began. The supreme ruler, who had been betrayed 80,000 years ago, had finally returned. But this time, he came back in the body of the person everyone considered worthless, Yang Chen. And from this moment on, the fate of this world was about to change forever. Back at the courtyard, Li Ling is fuming. Having just been mocked by Yang Chen, channeling the spiritual energy buried within him, Yang Chen retorts coldly, "Who am I not gonna scold? You little bastard." Energy crackles around him as he continues. "I have been scheming this for 80,000 years. Take this." With a thunderous burst of blue light, Yang Chen unleashes a devastating strike, sending Li Ling crashing backward. Furious and humiliated, Li Ling refuses to accept defeat. Flames erupt around him as he roars, "You little bastard. You don't have any respect towards your master. I won't call myself Li Ling if I don't beat you up today." He charges forward again, screaming, It seems that the lesson just now is not enough for you. You dare to scold me. Are you looking for death? The two collide once more, Li Ling grunting with effort as Yang Chen counters with a powerful battle cry. The clash sends Li Ling flying backward yet again, crashing hard onto the ground. The watching students are completely stunned. One mutters in disbelief, "He's beyond my imagination." Another, shaken, asks, "This boy beat back Li Ling." A third comments almost mockingly, "Tut tut, Yang Chen is really dead." Fully expecting Li Ling's wrath to be far from over, standing calmly amid the chaos, Yang Chen looks down at his defeated opponent and says coldly, "Beat me if you can. You are nothing." Li Ling's confidence finally shatters. No, I'm too weak," he mutters, his spiritual aura visibly scattering around him. But pride won't let him stay down. Screaming in desperation, he yells, "I'll kill you." Gathering every last ounce of strength, he prepares for one final assault, declaring, "After this one, I'm sure I'll go down." The two forces collide in a blinding explosion of light. The impact finally drains him completely. Collapsing to the ground, Li Ling gasps, after breaking out potential, "I have no energy." His last gamble has failed. Refusing to let it end there, Li Ling turns his rage toward a girl who has stepped in to shield Yang Chen. Glaring at her, he snarls, "Ling Yu, do you want to protect this garbage?" Unshaken, she replies firmly, "Yang Chen is my classmate. As a monitor, I have the responsibility to protect my classmates." Then, with quiet defiance, she adds, "If you are not afraid of violating school rules, you can give it a try." Outmatched, Li Ling has no choice but to back down. As he leaves with his group, he glances back and warns, "Yang Chen, wait for me. Sooner or later, I'll make you repay this debt." His companion asks quietly, "Darling, just let him leave." Li Ling answers coldly, "Don't worry. This servant will go to the family meeting tonight. It's up to me to deal with him." Revealing his next move won't be brute force, but family politics. With Li Ling and his group gone, Yu turns back to check on Yang Chen. Her dress flows dramatically in the light as she murmurs, half in concern, half in disbelief, "Yang Chen, you ... Exhausted from the fight, Yang Chen looks up at her, radiant in the afternoon light, leaves drifting around her. Overwhelmed, all he can manage is a dazed, "Wow ... double quotes. A trickle of blood escapes his nose as he stares. Completely starstruck. Concerned, Yu kneels beside him and asks gently, "Are you all right?" But Yang Chen, still dazed, blurts out the first thing that comes to mind, "I like ... pink." An awkward, random comment that catches them both off guard. Yu's face goes red with embarrassment and irritation. "Hey, you!" she snaps, quickly adjusting her clothing and pulling back, flustered at his bizarre remark. Suspicious now, she wonders, pretending to be passed out, unsure whether his dazed state is genuine or an act. Deciding not to take chances, she calls out to a couple of servants nearby, "Come here." They respond promptly, "Yes," gesturing toward Yang Chen. She instructs them, "You guys take care of him." The servants nod, replying, "No problem, don't worry," before carrying him away. And so, after surviving Li Ling's wrath and emerging victorious, Yang Chen ends Chapter 2 not as a conquering hero, but as a flustered, exhausted boy being hauled off after one very awkward first impression.
Still being carried away by the servants after the fight, Yang Chen lies there with one bitter thought burning through his mind. When I think that I was the emperor of Xinkan, I get ridiculed for my low level. The girl who had just defended him Yu watches from a distance, shaking her head. The 18-years-old second-class warrior, who has the least amount of power in the whole college, she mutters. Then, with a tired sigh, she adds, "It's simple to be a troublemaker, but it's hard to be a good monitor." But then something shifts inside Yang Chen, his eyes sharpen. A single thought ignites, it seems. He snaps upright like a man possessed, declaring with iron resolve, "I want to improve my strength as soon as possible." Before anyone can react, he is already gone bolting out in a cloud of dust. The two servants standing nearby blink in stunned silence. One of them finally mutters in disbelief, Did this guy just pretended to be dizzy? Yes, he did. And he already has a plan." Yang Chen arrives at Medical Street along grand road lined with traditional medicine shops on both sides, glowing warmly in the afternoon light. He thinks to himself quietly, "Now, My strength is too weak. I can only rely on the elixir first. He spends the rest of the day shopping, moving from stall to stall, picking up every ingredient he needs. Dragon heart grass, ice heart snow lotus, ground fungus, common herbs, cheap herbs, the kind serious cultivators would never bother with. But Yang Chen is not just any cultivator. By the time the sun sets and the sky burns orange and gold, he wipes the sweat from his brow and exhales with quiet satisfaction. Huh, I've finally bought them all. He heads home, bursting through the door cheerfully. I'm home. His guardian, a tough, battle-worn older man, looks up and informs him, Dust, we are going to dinner tonight. Mr. Liu from the Alchemy Guild has invited us. Yang Chen barely slows down. He turns, already moving toward his room, and calls back over his shoulder, I see. Call me when you're ready. I'm going to practice. The door shuts behind him. His guardian stands there watching in silence. Then he thinks, completely baffled, what's with him? Practicing even at home? He has absolutely no idea. Inside the room, Yang Chen locks the door, lowers the blinds, and sits down at a small wooden table. He places the bag of herbs in front of him and opens it carefully, spreading each ingredient out with practiced, deliberate hands. He raises his palm and commands in a low voice, Fire, fire, spirit, burn. A small blue flame flickers to life in his hand. He stares at it, and for just a moment the mask slips. Thinking back then, he murmurs quietly, my spiritual fire could cover the entire forest, but now it's like this. The weight of 80,000 years sits heavy in those golden eyes. But only for a moment. He shakes it off and sets his jaw. Forget it. It's important to refine as soon as possible. He gets to work. His blue spirit fire wraps around the first herb, fusing it, pulling it apart, rebuilding it at a molecular level. Then the second, then the third. Each movement is precise, effortless, the technique of someone who has stood at the absolute peak of this world for longer than most civilizations have existed. The energy in the room begins to shift. Blue light bleeds into green, green into red, red into yellow, pink, white, a full rainbow vortex of power spirals outward from his hands as every ingredient merges perfectly, the herbs dissolving and reforming into something far beyond what any common alchemist could ever produce. The room erupts in blinding multicolored light. Stars and energy swirl in every direction as the refinement reaches its peak, a cosmic explosion of color and power, contained entirely within the four walls of one small ordinary room. And then silence. And then silence. Yang Chen opens his eyes slowly, golden, sharp, calm. One quiet thought rises. It's now completed, with nothing but common herbs that anyone on Medical Street could buy for a few coins. The fallen emperor has crafted his very first elixir in this new life. No rare ingredients, no fancy alchemy lab, no recognition from anyone, just 80,000 years of knowledge that nobody in this era can even come close to matching. The comeback has begun, and they have absolutely no idea what is coming.
So remember how last chapter Yang Chen spent the whole day running around Medical Street buying cheap herbs while everyone looked at him like he lost his mind? Well, turns out that man had a plan. A big one. Back in his room, Yang Chen finished the refinement and holds up the result. A deep red glowing pill swirling with white patterns. The Liuli Quench Dan, made from scratch, with common herbs, by a guy who everyone thinks is the weakest student in the entire college. He looks at it for exactly 1 second, and then just eats it. No hesitation, no dramatic pause, no speech. Just pops it in his mouth like it is a piece of candy he bought from a street stall. And then the effect hits like a truck. His eyes go wide as the energy floods through him. He thinks to himself, the auspicious day formula, ranked 70th in the list of top 100 alchemy methods, is really powerful. Ranked 70th out of the top 100 alchemy methods. To everyone else in this era, that list might as well be a myth. But Yang Chen just casually used one to make a pill in his bedroom like it was a midnight snack. He channels the energy and roars, blue sky and white cloud. And then the room basically explodes. Multicolored energy, red, green, yellow, blue, pink, blasts in every direction. As his cultivation breaks through barrier after barrier, the power surges so violently that the entire house shakes from the inside like someone set off a firework in a cardboard box. Meanwhile outside, his guardian had just finished mopping the entire floor. Just finished. Wiped his forehead, smiled with satisfaction, and everything Then boom, the shockwave from Yang Chen's breakthrough hits the house, and the man just stands there, holding his mop, staring at the floor he spent all that time cleaning. Gone, just like that. He kicks the door open and finds Yang Chen glowing in the middle of the room, surrounded by swirling energy like a human supernova. The man does not even ask questions. He grabs the kid by the collar immediately and yells, "Boy, I think your skin is itching again." Yang Chen panics and throws his hands up. "Dad, I have something to say." His guardian fires back without blinking. "Talk about you." Then comes the smack, bang, right on the head. The fallen emperor, who once ruled for 80,000 years, just got bonked by his guardian like a kid who broke a vase and tried to hide it. "Ah, Dad, don't smack," Yang Chen yells. But honestly, the man just mopped that floor. He earned that smack. After the chaos settles, Yang Chen checks himself and feels the new power running through his veins. He grins quietly and thinks, 4th level warrior, Li Ling, just wait and see. 2nd class to 4th class, in one night, with cheap herbs, from his bedroom, while getting smacked on the head. The comeback is not coming. It is already here. So we are at the Li family's dinner hall. Yang Chen and his guardian walk in, and before they even sit down, the whispers start flying. "Have you heard? Yang Chen will be expelled soon. His father managed to send him to the Tianqing Academy, but he didn't learn anything." And then the silver-haired guy drops the classic, "A trash is a trash. Nowhere can it accomplish anything great." His guardian hears all of this and squeezes out exactly one word. "Darn." The face of a man holding back a whole speech with one syllable. Yang Chen just looks at him, completely calm. "Never mind, Dad. A group of bullies. Why bother?" Then from across the hall, young Master Li. And both of them turn. Looks like the real show is about to start. So we are at the Li family dinner hall. Nice place. Red carpet, round tables, good food. The kind of event where everybody is dressed up and pretending to be civilized. Then young Master Li walks in looking like he came specifically to cause problems. And he did. He walks straight up to Yang Chen's guardian and gets right to it. "Uncle Yang, let your son and Yaozu break their engagement. No greeting, no small talk, just straight to the demolition." And right behind him is Yao Shang, Yaozu's father, bald head, thin mustache, the smile of a man who has been waiting to say something rude for weeks. He looks at the guardian and delivers it clean. "Lao Yang, you should have a little self-knowledge. Trash like your son is not worthy of my little Snowy." The guardian's face drops. "What? They were going to get married. This ... Then Yaozu herself steps forward. Purple dress, pretty face, zero mercy. "Uncle Yang, don't you understand yet? You are just a servant, and your son is a trash. Your son is not worthy of marrying me." She said that with a smile. At a dinner party, in front of everyone, finger on her chin like she was picking between two desserts. The guardian has had enough. "Yao Shang, you jerk." And he grabs the man. The two of them are now fully going at it right there on the red carpet. Grown men. Noble family dinner. Absolute chaos. Yao Shang shoves back and yells, "Yo, still want to do it? Don't forget about who you are." Then young Master Li decides this is his moment to shine. He steps forward, fire blazing around his fist, hair flowing dramatically, and screams, "Falling star fist." A flaming punch, aimed straight at the guardian. And Yang Chen just steps in front of it, one hand out. He catches that flaming fist by the wrist and stops it completely. The fire is still burning. Yang Chen is not even flinching. "Stop." Young Master Li looks down at the hand wrapped around his wrist, then looks up at Yang Chen. Yang Chen looks back at him with the calmest face you have ever seen, and says, "It's you." Then smiles. "Come on." And it is on. Blue energy versus orange fire. The two of them clash, and the whole room erupts into light. The bystanders shield their eyes. Nobody says a word, just dots. Pure silence from everyone watching. Then the doors open again, and the energy in the entire room shifts immediately. Li Chenghai, the Li family patriarch, walks in, flame already in his palm. Hooded figure right beside him. One look at the mess in his dinner hall, and he does not raise his voice even slightly. "Where do you think this place is? How dare you fight and use martial arts?" Done, both sides freeze. That is patriarch energy. One sentence, and the whole fight evaporates. The hooded figure beside him is Liu Yishui. The patriarch bows slightly and says, "I apologize. I have embarrassed myself in front of Master. Please come in." Liu Yishui barely moves, just says, "It is okay." 2 words. The most powerful man in the room just apologized and got a casual, "It is okay" in return. Liu Yishui did not even fully turn to face him. That is a completely different level of calm. Young Master Li straightens up, looks at Yang Chen, and tries to recover whatever dignity he has left. "Ha, you're lucky." Yang Chen turns away and says quietly to himself, "Oh, I don't know whose luck it is." Not to his face, just to himself. Like a man watching a very predictable story play out for the 100th time. Then the whispers start flying around the room. Is this Master Liu Yishui of the Alchemy Guild? Someone confirms immediately. That's right. He wants to accept Li Ling as an apprentice if he takes an interest in his skills. And the crowd cannot help themselves. Li Ling is really a genius. He's going to join the Alchemy Guild. He'll certainly make great progress in the future. Alas, compared with Yang Chen's rubbish, it's really heaven and earth. These people just watched Yang Chen catch a flaming punch barehanded and still called him rubbish. The commitment to being wrong is actually impressive. Yang Chen just smiles. That quiet, knowing smile of someone who already sees exactly how this ends and is not worried about any of it. The Alchemy Guild Master is in the building. The engagement is cancelled. A fight broke out before anyone finished eating. And Yang Chen is standing in the middle of all of it, looking like he came just for the food. Whatever is coming next, these people are absolutely not ready for it.